The scope of syllabus deals with the following: absorption by roots, imbibition, diffusion and osmosis, osmotic pressure, root pressure, turgidity and flaccidity, plasmolysis and deplasmolysis, the absorption of water and minerals, active and passive transport, in brief, the rise of water up to the xylem, forces responsible for ascent of sap. Understanding of the processes related to absorption of water by the roots. Characteristics of roots, which make them suitable for absorbing water. Structure of a single full-grown root hair. A general idea of cohesive, adhesive forces and transpirational pull. Experiments to show the conduction of water through the xylem. In the following presentation we will discuss about two of the factors which play a vital role in absorption of water, namely imbibition and diffusion.
We all must have done gardening and watered the plants. Now the question is, why do plants need water? Like other organisms, water serves as a primal factor for the survival of plants. Plants need water for the following reasons. Water forms the major bulk of all the plants like other organisms. Water acts as a medium for transport of dissolved solutes, minerals and ions. During the process of transpiration, water helps in maintaining the temperature of plant by providing cooling effect by its evaporation. Water acts as a medium to carry out various biophysical and biochemical reactions. Water helps in opening and closing of stomata. Plant movement, like tropic movements, hydrotropic, are governed by water. Photolysis or splitting of water is accountable for production of oxygen and light-dependent reaction of photosynthesis. Water helps to maintain the shape of different parts of plants with the help of trigger pressure exerted by it. Example, shape of delicate parts of plants like petals, sepals, tendrils, and thrushes etc. are maintained by trigger pressure. Prevents the plants from desiccation. Evaporation in the form of water vapor during transpiration and as droplets in guttation involves water.
We all have studied about balanced diet in previous class, and we have learned that minerals are required by organisms for growth and controlling various other metabolic functions. Plants also need minerals in the same way. Minerals are metal or non-metal ions which are required for controlling various physiological reactions taking place in a plant cell. For example, mineral ions like Cr+4, Fe+2 etc. are required for photosynthesis. Ca+2, Mg+2 ions play an important role in maintaining the integrity of plant cell walls. Minerals are broadly classified into macronutrients and micronutrients. Macronutrients include carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, potassium, nitrogen, sulfur, calcium, and magnesium. While micronutrients include iron, molybdenum, boron, cobalt, chlorine, zinc, and manganese. A normal plant or the plant cell interacts with water for its absorption in three possible ways or processes. These are imbibition, diffusion and osmosis. Imbibition. According to the definition, it is the process of adsorption, surface attraction, of water molecules by the molecules present in or on the surface of the cells or the cell walls. The molecules present on the cell surface are proteins or carbohydrates. Adsorption is a process in which water molecules adhere to the surface of protein or carbohydrate molecules. This results in increase in volume of the molecules. As a result, the entire volume of the cell or inclusion, stored food in the form of protein or carbohydrate, may increase, leading to swelling. The liquid, usually water, which is imbibed is known as imbibates, and the substance on which water or liquid molecules adhere or occlude is known as an imbibant. The imbibate is held in between and over the surface of particles of the solid substance through the processes of capillarity and adsorption. An increase in the temperature is observed during the process of imbibition. This is due to loss of kinetic energy of the molecules in the form of heat. Plant imbibants are hydrophilic, hydro meaning water, phil meaning to love, colloids. In order to understand imbibition, we will observe some activities. Here in Activity 1. Some dried gram seed are taken in a beaker and the volume occupied by them is measured. The seeds are then soaked in water for overnight and the extra water, if left, is decanted on the next day. We observe that the volume occupied by them has increased and seeds appear larger in size as well. This shows the phenomenon of imbibition. Now in Activity 2. Take a beaker with some dry black gram seeds. Observe temperature of the setup with the help of a thermometer. Pour some water in the beaker to soak the seeds overnight. Put a thermometer in the setup again and observe temperature of the seeds. We observe a rise in temperature of the setup consisting of soaked seeds. From this activity we can conclude that the rise in temperature of the setup is due to imbibition. In this slide we observe one more example along with the soaked seeds that most have experienced. Wooden doors and windows tend to jam in their frames during the rainy season. Ever wondered why so? This is mainly due to the phenomenon of imbibition, due to which the wood has occluded water molecules, leading to an increase in the volume. This jams the wooden doors and windows in their frame. Thus we can understand that imbibition is an important phenomenon. Following points elaborate the significance of imbibition. Absorption of water by young cells is mostly through imbibition. Water is absorbed by the germinating seeds through imbibition. Breaking of the seed coat in germinating seeds is due to greater imbibitional swelling of the seed kernel, starch and protein, as compared to seed coverings, cellulose. Seedling is able to come out of soil due to development of imbibition pressure. Imbibition pressure developed during germination of seeds and spores can break asphalt roads and concrete pavements. Let us discuss about diffusion. It is defined as the movement of molecules of a substance from a region of their higher concentration to a region of their lower concentration. Characteristics. Diffusion does not require any membrane. It is independent of gravity. Rate of diffusion depends upon the kinetic energy of the medium in which it is taking place. The substance should be in a direct contact with the medium in which the diffusion is taking place. Rate of diffusion is also dependent upon the concentration gradient, size of the particles, temperature and concentration of molecules. Some of the examples of diffusion are dash. Very often you must have noticed that the fragrance of an incense stick soon fills the room. A piece of cloth in contact with water soon becomes wet. This is due to diffusion of water due to capillary action. Cells absorb nutrition with the help of diffusion only. Plants exchange gases during photosynthesis and respiration with the help of diffusion.
Let us observe an activity. In this activity some potassium permanganate crystals were added to a beaker filled with water. After some time, what do we observe? First, a pink, magenta haze begins to appear near the crystal, which slowly occupies the whole volume of water in the beaker and turns it pink. This shows that diffusion has taken place. Significance of diffusion. Root hairs of plants absorb water with the help of diffusion. Absorption and transport of mineral ions takes place with the help of diffusion. Exchange of gases in the processes of photosynthesis and respiration takes place with the help of diffusion. Transpiration is the diffusion of water vapor from the aerial parts of plants. Cells exchange materials with the extracellular fluid with the help of diffusion. Sometimes active absorption takes place in the plant roots, which is diffusion assisted with energy.